My name is Veronica, and I became involved with Faith in Action through Javier. I worked with him at the welfare department with the social services. I had moved into this apartment in February, and the lady lived in LA, and so I paid rent to her. She owned a duplex, 2 apartments. No one had ever moved in the front one, and she had a for rent sign out there, and she said she was looking for someone, but the whole time I was there, nobody had lived in the front one. I moved in February, and on October 1st, she had texted me that, have you made the rent yet? And I had texted her back that I was really busy at work, and so I hadn't done it yet, but I would, do it tomorrow, October 2nd, and I would let her know as soon as, the money was there. And when I got home that night, October 1st, about 6 o'clock, there was a notice on the empty apartment, and I thought, well, I'll just take it off and read it and put it back. And so I took it off and read it, and it was addressed to the tenant. And I thought, well, then that's me, because there's nobody in the first apartment. And so I read it, and it said that the property was being foreclosed, that she had not made a payment since like June, and I'd been living there since February. And I just, didn't respond to her texts anymore, because I knew what was going on. The property was being foreclosed. And so then the day of the auction, I called the number to find out what happened, who bought it, and they said that the bank took it back. So this was the bank's number. I needed to contact them. So I called the number for the bank and got the runaround there. They had transferred me to different lines. Finally, when I did speak to someone, they had an accent, and I asked her to spell her first and last name, and her last name was Singh. And so I asked her, I needed to know some information. Who do I pay the rent to? What was going to happen next? And they wouldn't help me. They said I was not the owner of the property, so they couldn't give me any information. So I was like, well, I know I'm not the owner. this is what's going on. What do I do? Who do I go to? Where do I call? And she just, well, we can't give you any information. And I said, can I speak to your supervisor? And somebody got on the phone, and also with an accent, stating they were the supervisor, didn't give me their name. And so when I asked them, can you tell me what city and state I'm calling to, they hung up on me. And there was another notice on the door from the Kern County Sheriff's Department that I needed to be out by, a certain date, or they were coming. So by that time, I just moved out, because this was just getting too stressful and too frustrating. So with everything going on with the foreclosures, there needs to be some place where you can call and get the straight answers, instead of being told, well, call here, call here, call here, and nobody knows, what to do or what to say, because of all these foreclosures. It's new, so nobody, you just hear hearsay from different people. I have faith that they can do something, because, the city officials and other people aren't aware, unless it's happening to them or somebody they know. They're not aware of what's happening, and that there's no place to turn. But I do feel that they've got the work set up for them, and being that they're not just dealing with foreclosures, they're dealing with a high unemployment rate on top of the foreclosures, which is going to make their job even harder.